There's no such thing as smiling too much.
Welcome to Rise and Thrive, Conversations for Greatness. We bring you captivating conversations with extraordinary individuals who have conquered challenges, achieved greatness, and are making a positive impact in the world. This is your go-to source for inspiration and motivation. I'm your host, John Merkus. Indeed, I am your host, and welcome to the show. Today is a very special guest. It's a big part of my life and a big part of my heart. She's an amazing individual. She's got a focus on mental health. She's going to give you some mental health tips. Her ability to self-care is also very insightful. She'll be leaving you with some of those tips as well. People have told me how amazing she is in the past and that she could be leading the UN at some point. There's even a couple of laughs at the end of the podcast. It's absolutely my pleasure to let you know that my guest is my 10-year-old daughter, Matisse Merkus. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very, very special guest today. I've been looking forward to interviewing this person for a long time. Please make welcome the beautiful, the princess, the amazing Matisse. How are you, Matisse?
I am great, thank you. Hello, Rise and Thrivers.
Excellent. It's great to have you on the show. Now, you know the show is all about conversations for greatness, and what we talk about, hopefully there'll be some bits of, I know there'll be bits of gold in there for the audience that they might be able to use in their own lives. And I want to start because you've taught me a lot. Now, I guess full disclosure, what's our relationship?
You are my dad and I'm your daughter.
That is exactly right. And do you mind saying, it's a bit rude to ask a lady this question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. How old are you?
10.
10 years old, but wiser beyond your years, I would say. What would you say to that?
I would say that's very nice of you.
Oh, that's beautiful. So sometimes you say things and I just get blown away. And you want to let people know what happened that time we went to Luna Park?
Well, one time we went to Luna Park, but we didn't check the dates it was opening or what time, and it ended up not being open. But as I always say, if plan A doesn't work, there's 25 other letters in the alphabet.
That is one of my favourite sayings. So you taught me. So if plan A doesn't work, there's 25 other letters in the alphabet. What a great way to start. There's a piece of gold right there, Matisse. It's delivering value to our lovely listeners straight away. I've got some questions I can ask you, but I thought I would ask you first. Is there anything you want to tell the listeners about being great, what your philosophy on being great is?
Well, the only way that people who succeed is that they don't listen to what people have to say about them. And the people who have never done what you're doing, they can tell you to stop doing it. But the people who have done it and are very successful tell you to keep going, and they have had the experience. So they're more experienced than the people who are negative.
Right. So when you're saying don't listen to people, you mean don't listen to negative feedback or negative comments that people are saying. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Right. And from what I'm hearing from what you said, listen to the people that have done it before and that have more positive feedback for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Wow. That's a great philosophy. Where did you learn that?
I don't know. I just thought of it just then.
Excellent. Just
but
natural.
It is what
sorry, we're being polite to each other. You go.
But it is what I go by, yeah.
Yeah, great. What's your favourite thing about being Matisse?
Well, that I have a great school that I go to and great parents. And also I have a great brother.
Oh, nice. So family's very important to you.
Yes.
So part of being great is appreciating your family is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and being around the people that love you and support you.
Oh, I love that because I've said that before in a previous episode. I think it might even be in the very first episode that we need to be really mindful of the people that we hang around with, because they can influence us as well. There's an old saying that says, tell me who you're hanging around with and I'll show you where you'll be in 5 years' time. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good philosophy.
Excellent. Now, I know at your school, I'm glad you mentioned it. You know how I love going to your school and I take pictures of what's on the wall because it's got so many good uplifting sayings and things like that. Can you think of any of those sayings that are on the wall at your school?
Yes, there's one that I can remember. It says, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible.
Oh, yes. I love that. Thank you. That's another bit of gold. And you've got an agreement in the classroom as well, don't you?
Yes, so it's if anyone is feeling upset, and then we have the signs that someone might be feeling upset. So we all answered that, and then what we would do if someone was feeling upset and how we would help them.
Right. So you've already, as a class, thought about what you could do to help and support your fellow classmates if they are upset. Okay, we're back. So that was a great lesson in persistence.
Yes, it was, definitely.
Now, who's one of your inspirations?
I'd say I have a lot of inspirations, but it definitely depends what it is because I'm obviously a huge Harry Styles fan. I'm currently at my desk and in front of me I have Harry Styles posters.
What about Harry inspires you?
Well, I find that his music is, I like his music a lot, and also he says some things in interviews that are also inspirational.
Oh, can you think of one?
Yes, so one that he said was, it doesn't matter whether you live in a house, a boat, or a flat, it's love that makes where you live a house or home.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. And that's part of the reason you like him, because he's got that kind of thinking going on.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And didn't you write a story about one of your inspirations?
Yes, I wrote one about Simone Biles for school.
And who is Simone Biles?
Simone Biles is a gymnast, if you haven't heard of her. She's going to compete in the 2024 Olympics as well.
Great. And why is she so inspiring?
Well, so she left gymnastics because of her mental health, and then she worked on it and came back. With her mental health, she worked on her mental health and regained everything and went back to gymnastics.
Right, so she had a setback. She needed to work on her mental health. She was a champion. Wasn't she a Olympic gold medalist? And then
yes, she has
there?
Between 32 and 35 medals or just gold medals or something like that.
So what did you learn from Simone Biles?
Well, I learnt that she has had major setbacks and she's come beyond those, and even people who seem like they have a perfect life, they might have had setbacks that they've had to overcome.
Wow. That's great that even at 10 years old and in grade 4, you are learning that from a story like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Super cute. So can you tell me about a time in your life where you felt super proud?
I felt super proud when I was on the trampoline and you were watching me when I did this. So whenever I've done, we call them front tucks in gymnastics, but they're more popular as front flips. So I was doing them, but I don't think I had enough air time. And Dad, you told me if I jumped a little higher and I leant a little more, if I was leaning more forward, that I might be able to get it. So I listened to your advice and I ended up sticking my front tuck.
Excellent. Excellent. That's lovely. So you took the coaching.
Yeah, that's also been something I've also had to work on.
Yeah, and tell me more about that.
So instead of taking it as, oh, they don't like what I'm doing, it's they want to actually help me get better. So you wanted to help me get better with my front tuck, so you gave me some advice. And even if it didn't work, it might have worked, and it did.
Great. So what I'm hearing there is listening to that as, oh, this person wants to help me, rather than this is a criticism or whatnot of what's happening. Have I got that right? I'm not sure if I've got that right.
Yes.
Yep. Matisse, you are the Prime Minister of Australia.
Okay.
What is one of the first things you're going to do?
The first things I'm going to do is I would gather some funds from the people who were willing to get some funds, and I would get a lot of money, and I would try and see if I can get some people who are homeless. I can see if I can get them a home.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And also I would donate to local food banks.
What piece of advice do you have for adults?
For adults, that's a tricky one. If you're ever thinking that something won't work out, it doesn't matter if it works out or it doesn't, because if you truly want to do it and it works out, it's going to be an amazing experience. And if it doesn't, you gave it a good shot and you had fun in the process.
Nice. So as long as you do your best and take the action, that's all anyone can ask.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I recently heard a saying, I think it was from one of my teachers at school. They said that don't just open the door, kick it down.
Wow. Teacher said that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was one of my substitutes or my library teacher.
And the library teacher wants to kick the door down. That's good. And what do you think they meant by that?
I think they meant by instead of putting like 50% effort in by opening the door, kicking it down means putting 100% effort in. So sort of like I'm saying smash it out of the park.
Yeah, good. Good. So you've got 10,000 people listening to this. What do you want to tell them?
I'd say that if you're ever struggling, there are more people who support you than don't.
Fantastic. I love that one. So you're full of gold. You just got to have a think in your head and it comes out. Now, can you share a funny or memorable moment that you've had at school or with your friends?
Oh, so I used to live really close to one of my friends, and then we moved. So that didn't stop us from holding a connection. We both kept in touch with each other, and we still have a really strong friendship.
What's the lesson there, do you think?
The lesson there, I'd say, was probably that if you're moving away or you might not see someone for a certain amount of time, it's still definitely possible to keep the friendship up and keep talking to them. So it's definitely still possible to keep up the friendship because she comes here sometimes as well.
So it takes a bit of planning and action.
Yeah.
So with a bit of planning and action, you can maintain the friendships that you want to maintain.
Yes.
That's excellent. What's something that you wish adults understood better about kids?
That most kids don't have a full perception of money, so they might value something that's quite cheap, but then not value something that's quite expensive. So for some kids, if they broke an iPad, they wouldn't be that sad, but if they broke their favourite toy, then they would be quite sad.
Right, okay. So their perception of money, adults need to be mindful of.
Yeah.
Well, good. Have you got any other quotes or sayings that you'd like to share with us?
There was one from Simone Biles where she said, everyone around you can say, oh, you can do this, but it really starts to come together when you start believing in yourself, but you also have to be a little bit fearless.
All right. Nice. And are you sometimes fearless?
Sometimes because to do the things that I love and the things that I want to do, I have to just give it a go.
Right, and you're pretty good at giving things a go.
I'd say I am, yes.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the things you're giving a go at the moment?
Well, I'm currently doing baseball and I'm doing my violin and also just school in general because I'm definitely giving school a go.
Are you in doing dancing as well?
Yeah, I'm also doing dancing.
Yes, you're doing quite
well. I do lyrical dancing.
What else do we need to tell our wonderful listeners? You've got so much wisdom in your mind, in your head, and that you express on a daily basis. So hit me with some gold.
So, expanding on me saying that I'm doing baseball, I'm the only girl doing baseball, but I don't mind being the only girl in baseball because I enjoy doing baseball. So, and also all the people there are really nice.
Yeah, they are. Nice. We'll give them a shout out.
Wait, what am I saying? Did I just say Sandy Royals or something?
Yeah, give the club a shout out.
Sandy Royals, if anyone's watching from there.
So shout out to the Sandringham Royals Baseball Club. Why are you using the Sims video? Is it a game, would you say?
Yeah, I'd say that's a game. So,
Why?
yeah, that's a good question. So, well, I can build houses, so they're in my style, and also you can play as different characters and you can give them different traits. I like literacy and writing, but I don't necessarily like the actual writing part, and I like acting, but I like coming up with my own stories. So in The Sims, I guess you can really do that. So you can act, but you can get the perfect person, like down to the nails and everything.
Down to the nails.
And you can also give them the perfect house and the perfect career.
Oh, right. And why do you like doing that?
I like doing that because my brain is very active, so I have a lot of stories to think about. And there are a bunch of worlds, because even with the base game, there are 3 worlds, but you can have about 200 Sims. So having the possibility for about 200 stories gives me a lot of time, as opposed to just doing sort of the story and then finishing it and then going on to the next one. You can also add more as it comes to you.
Right. Okay, so it's an ongoing story that you can create.
Yeah.
A lot of people say storytelling and making up stories is one of the best ways of communication.
I have actually not heard that one.
Oh, right. Yeah. So if you hear something as a story, you're more likely to remember it rather than if someone just says, practice and you'll be good. Just got to keep practicing. But if someone says to you, oh, I heard this story about Michael Jordan and he would practice every day and take 100 shots or hundreds of shots, I should say. And then there'll be 1 second left of a game and he'll make the shot and win the game. And people will go, oh, you're so lucky. He goes, oh, you should have seen the shots I didn't make. As in, he's been practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing to get that good and missing some shots as he goes in his practice so he could make the shots that count.
Yeah, that's also probably why people remember stories with morals.
Yeah. Have you got one for us?
Well, recently at school we just did fables and we had to come up with our own fables. So I did one. We also had to write them for our buddies. We call them buddies. They're in a younger grade than us, so they're just starting school. So I wrote one about a butterfly and a possum. So there are people being mean to the possum because his name is actually Possum. So then he leaves because he's basically told to leave. And then the butterfly was really nice. And the butterfly let Possum stay there. So they were staying there. And then Possum said, thank you for having me there. Thank you for letting me stay with you, but I'm going to go and find my own house. And then while he was looking for a house one night, he saw that the butterfly was in danger. And then he protected the butterfly, and then they both ended up living. So the moral for that story was you can always look out for people because one day they also might look out for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and so wrapped up in a story, it's a nice way to hear those kind of messages.
Yeah.
Can you remember any other fables that you learned before you created the one that you just gave us there?
Obviously, there's probably the most famous one, the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, my brother and I, Jonathan and I, we recently just watched Zootopia again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually really good because the rundown of it was something was happening in Zootopia, their city, and the bunny wanted to be a cop, but the bunny was really small. So she was always underestimated. And then she ended up making a really good cop. And she eventually found something out about something was only happening to predators. So then when she said it, her best friend that she made was a fox and he's a predator. So he felt like really disappointed, and then everyone was moving away from the predators, and the predators were sort of being kicked out just because they were predators. And there were people who were saying, yes, we should all be equal. So I guess the moral for that one was to treat everyone equally. There's a saying in Zootopia, anyone can be anything.
I know you want to share this, Matisse, which is awesome. So sometimes I know it's a bit of a challenge for you to get out of bed in the morning. Look, like it probably is for a lot of our listeners. And you've got a bit of a technique you use. Tell us about that.
So sometimes when I wake up, I feel very cold. So I go to sleep in very warm pajamas. And when I wake up, my eyes, they feel heavy, and my eyes are tired, but my body's not.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a wet face washer that's cold, and it's on my bedside table. So when I wake up, I can put that on my eyes, and I feel awake and ready.
All right. So putting that cold face washer on your eyes helps you wake up.
Yeah, it does. I think it's something to do with the freshness and the coldness.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think it's a human response when you have water or cold on your face that there's some trigger in your brain that triggers you to wake up because you might be drowning.
Yeah.
We went to the beach today and it's springtime, but the water's still a bit chilly, but you love doing the cold plunge swimming in cold water situation. So tell us about that and why you like that, because it's pretty crazy.
I used to do it every single day. I just decided that I'll do it every time I get the chance to. Since we've moved, we live closer to a beach now. So today we went to the beach, as you said before, and yesterday. It was cold, but it wasn't as cold as what it's been. We also went yesterday, as I said. So yesterday the water was quite flat, so I was staying there, and it was I had to push myself more to go deeper, but then the waves are there, and you just get so today we went and the waves were there. The waves were just coming at me, so I was going into the water more, and I ended up swimming and dipping my whole body in.
Yeah, in about 14 or 15 degree water. So that would have woken you up.
Also, the weather was around 20, 23 degrees Celsius. So
yeah, so it was a nice day today. So it was warm-ish on the outside and cool on the inside. But so you pushing yourself to do it. Can you tell me why you would do that?
I see results with myself, with my mental health. I feel more productive, and I feel like I've done more things that day. Also, sometimes just having a shower can do that, because what I do is instead of having a warm shower is great, but most of the time for my whole shower I do a temperature that's room temperature, just a little bit warmer, so that I am I'm not doing a cold plunge, but it's not chilly. It just feels nice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that, just not to the full extent.
So you do that kind of thing and swim in cold water and put water on your eyes and all that stuff for your mental health.
Yeah, I feel that when I go to school and I've done that, I feel more awake and in the present moment. Rather than if I was going to school, I'd be focused on that I'm so tired.
And why is it important to be in the present moment?
Because if I'm in the present moment, I'm thinking about what I'm doing at school, and I'm also thinking about what my teacher's saying. And if I'm not in the present moment, I might be thinking, oh, what am I having for dinner tonight? Oh, what are we doing this? Yeah.
I see. So you're more focused.
Yeah.
Excellente. Now, the other thing that you do that is quite amazing, what is your Duolingo streak right now?
I think it's 215, 216.
So that means, ladies and gentlemen, and other gender non-specific terms, that Matisse is, let's say 217, I think you said, was it, or 215?
215 or 216.
Let's go with 216. That's 216 days that you have done a Dutch lesson on Duolingo, the language learning app. Is that correct?
Yes, and also sometimes I've done Spanish because I also learn a little bit of Spanish.
So just a bit of Spanish on the side. So that's quite a long time. That's about 2/3 of a year. So that's more than 6 months, way more than 6 months worth of learning. That's every day.
Yeah, and also I recommend Duolingo for anyone because it's free, but you can pay to get better things. And for me, it's really fun because there are little characters that tell you that you're doing a great job.
They've gamified it. So instead of it being a bit of a chore, because it's done like a game, it sounds like it makes it interesting for you.
Yeah, and how the rankings are done is, so the Sapphire League, it's the top 7, go to the next one. And it's ranked by XP, the experience points that you've gotten that week. I could do 5 Duolingo lessons and then I could have maybe 90 XP. And then if that was the first day that I've done that, I would have 90 XP and I could be in the promotion zone.
Right. And I have a motivational Spotify playlist called Merko Motivation. And I ask all my guests, what is one song that motivates you? So when you hear it, you're feeling great and motivated to do things. Have you got a song like that I can add to Merko Motivation?
Oh, I'm not sure what the name is. I was just thinking of it today when I was at the beach, playing in the water. It's by Rihanna, I think.
Right.
It says, it makes me feel like I'm the only girl in the world or something like that.
Right, okay. I think it's actually called Only Girl in the World by Rihanna.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, we will add that to the playlist. So anyone that wants a bit of motivation can go to the Merko Motivation Spotify list, which is in the show notes. And I reckon all the songs are great, but if some of the songs aren't for you, you can go next, but you'll be guaranteed there'll be something on there that will uplift you and inspire you to feel great. It's one of the things that we've talked about, Matisse, is that all learning is state dependent. And you have touched on it today, right? So when you're in a more upbeat, alive state, you're probably going to be more up for learning things, right? Than if you're in a tired, whatever state, then you're not. So all learning is state dependent. So if you're listening to some uplifting, upbeat music and you put yourself in a good state, then you're ready to take on life and you might even learn some things.
When I'm cleaning my room, I put on music on my Google. You don't have to do it on Google. You can obviously do it on something like your iPad or your phone. I also do it in stages. So in my brain, it's like a new level to unlock. Like I'd make my bed, and then that's like the main quest sort of thing. And then there are mini games inside of that.
Nice. So you gamify cleaning your room.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like it. You've taught me a lot about YouTube Shorts. You have a bit of a channel called Keeping Up with the Merkai. I know it was started off as my channel, but now it's pretty much your channel. As I put all my podcast interviews on the Rise and Thrive YouTube channel. So the Keeping Up with the Merkai is our family channel with all our family videos. And you do a lot of dancing on that and a lot of really good uplifting things because it's always a nice upbeat way. We did a dance together, didn't we?
We were showing off our outfits, our OOTDs. It was
true.
when I decide to post videos, that's always when I'm feeling motivated the most and I have ideas. And something I find that helps me is I never tell myself that I'm going to post. So it has to come to my mind. So it's more like my creative juices are flowing.
Gotcha. So you do some creative stuff when the mood takes you rather than going, okay, it's Saturday afternoon. I have to create something. You're more of a, when the moment takes you.
But also having a schedule is very nice sometimes as well.
Yeah, for some things like schoolwork and stuff, you need it. But if you're happy and happier doing creative stuff when the moment takes you, that's also good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's your favourite joke?
What is a train's least favourite food?
What is a train's least favourite food?
A traffic jam.
That doesn't make sense. It's bizarre. It makes me smile. It makes you smile. It makes us laugh. So who cares?
Because jams are food. A traffic jam is an actual thing, and no one really likes a traffic jam. So,
thanks for explaining it. There is an old saying in comedy: if you got to explain it, it's not worth it. But I'm glad you explained it to us. What else you got for me before we wrap up today?
You've said some great jokes in the past.
Yeah, well, because I'm a dad, right? So I've got the dad joke card. I say silly things because they make me smile and laugh, and I feel like the same for that might work for you. Like, I don't trust stairs; they're always up to something.
Yes.
And
Oh, I have another one.
okay, hit me with another one.
So I saw a flying frisbee coming closer and closer. Then it hit me.
You got me. Well, that's a good way to finish off our interview for Rise and Thrive Conversations for Greatness. There's plenty of gold and greatness in that conversation. Is there anything you would like to say to our audience before we sign off, Matisse?
Yes. I hope you've been having a great day, or you've had a great day. It's been great for you to listen to our conversation.
Excellent. All right. Well, you stay beautiful, and which I know will be easy for you, and stay because you're beautiful inside and out. We've got to make sure we say that. It's not just about what's on the outside. You're lucky you've got both. I love you very much. You're a beautiful human being, and we'll know each other for the rest of our lives.
We will. Thank you. Bye, Rise and Thrivers. I've been smiling so much my cheeks hurt.
Oh, that's good. So you really enjoyed the interview?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I'm using my jade roller.
Now we can hear squeaking in the background. For those of people that can't see you, what the hell are you doing with these?
So I have a jade roller to massage my face because I've been smiling too much. Not too much. There's no such thing as smiling too much.
Yeah, he's smiling a lot. And is the jade? It's so funny if you can't see, but there she's rolling this piece of jade, I suppose, or some piece of
It's rose quartz.
Rose quartz, and you are rolling it over your face and giving your face a bit of a massage.
Yes.
Just another beautiful thing that you do. All right, darling, you stay beautiful.
Thank you. Love you. When you were complimenting me, I didn't know what else to say except thank you.
That's fine. Shows you're a nice, polite girl. Can you believe it? Let me tell you some of the things as a summary that we talked about in that marvelous episode. Can you believe that Matisse is only 10 years old? So insightful, so wise, and I'm learning from her every day. And the beauty is she's also willing to learn from me, which is marvelous. And she is on her way to greatness, that is for sure. So we heard about what to do if plan A doesn't work. Remember what she said? There's 26 other letters in the alphabet. Advice on how to succeed and self-talk and not to listen to the naysayers. How important family is to her. Surround yourself with that love. Quotes to live by. That one about impossible. In the word impossible, it's I am possible. I'm possible. We had a couple of tech issues along the way, so we learned about persistence, which was really good. That's an example of, handling some setbacks as well. And she spoke about that with that marvelous gymnast that she holds very dear to her heart. We learned what can happen when you take coaching from others, and she gives her example on that. Shows empathy for the homeless. Wow. Talk about our leader of the UN there. Shows us how a positive mindset can uplift us. How kids think about money. That was pretty insightful. About believing in yourself and being fearless. The power of stories. The lesson in the movie Zootopia. And strategies for mental health. Wow. I had no idea where that was going to go, and I loved everywhere it went. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I love recording it. We're going to have that for the rest of our lives, and it's just a beautiful thing. We bonded together in many ways. We went to the beach, we threw the baseball together, and then we recorded that interview. A day we'll never forget. Absolutely fantastic. Hope you loved it as much as I loved recording it and doing the interview. Now, remember, if you could help this podcast by giving us a 5-star review and a comment, when you screenshot that and send it to me via email, john@johnmerkus.com, I will send you a free gift. This time it's the Prosperity Program. So you're going to have a free Prosperity Program from me, which you can use to prosper. So I would love to give you that free gift just by doing that. Too easy, too simple, and I love it. Okay, beautiful people, stay great, and I can hear that motivational music coming. I will catch you in the next one. Another incredible episode of Rise and Thrive Conversations for Greatness. I hope this conversation has ignited a fire within you, inspiring you to take bold steps towards your own path of greatness. And guess what? The journey doesn't end here. There's so much more to explore, learn and achieve. So if you're hungry for more insights, more inspiration and more strategies to fuel your personal and professional greatness, get ready, because the next episode is just around the corner. Every Tuesday to be precise, where we'll continue to unravel the secrets to unlocking your extraordinary potential. Don't miss out on the chance to keep rising and thriving with us. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be the first to know when a new episode drops. And remember, greatness is not a destination, it's a continuous journey, so let's embark on it together. Thank you so much for being part of the Rise and Thrive community. It means so much to me that you're listening, and my wish for you is that you get so much out of doing so. Keep reaching for the stars, keep pushing your boundaries, and keep embracing the challenges that come your way, because that's how we truly grow. Stay tuned, stay motivated, and get ready to rise and thrive. If you're finding value from our conversations, don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and colleagues. Together we can create a ripple effect of positivity, optimism, and positive change. Keep shining brightly. Your greatness knows no bounds. And remember, be great and stay awesome.